Welcome to Roll for Respawn. If you're seeing this, it's because somebody's dead. And we couldn't stream this week. No, I'm just kidding. We are doing a one-shot to make... My players didn't know I was going to say that.
No! I was going to say, yeah, it was our schedules. That's what died.
Yeah, it is likely the schedules that killed us. That's the
I thought it
truth of
was
the
Brett
matter.
that died. He's here.
Right, Brett keeps getting resurrected. Thank you, Mal, for being the necromancer we all needed.
You are so welcome. Listen, y'all are blessed to have me.
We are. We absolutely are.
Fully necromancer.
Okay.
So much blood.
Because we can't play the normal Breaking Character campaign this week, we pre-recorded this. So we may be in chat with you guys, but we can't respond for video because this was done an unknown amount of time ago. So
don't worry, Rev still hates all everyone.
Rev still has a problem with
except Emerald and everyone, all the other favorite viewers we have.
Right.
Well, just keep in mind that you specifically, right there, you're our favorite viewer.
There it is.
Absolutely.
There it is.
Now, we are playing a new game today. Not just, it actually is in the world of Icron, the normal world that Breaking Character is set in, but it's a different game style. You see, I've actually put the rules of the system right down there. The system is called Roll for Shoes. Now, if you've been around TTRPGs for a little bit, you've probably heard people talk about this. It's a super simple game. The idea is you start with one skill, roll for anything, you roll a d6, and I roll a d6 based on what you want to do. If that is, as I told my players, fly, well, I'm going to roll like 3 of these babies against you, maybe 4, whereas you're rolling only 1. So the likelihood you're going to beat me, pretty low. But if you succeed, you can fly. Wild. But say you're trying to open a door, maybe that's 1d6. If you get a 6, all of a sudden you have a skill based around opening doors that you can use for later. And that, when you try to use that, you then get to use 2d6 to solve those situations later. You actually get to roll more and more and more dice and do better at those skills. So right now, every player only has one skill, and that is do anything. So let me go ahead and set the scene if y'all are ready. You are all employees for SimCorp. SimCorp is one of the biggest companies in all of Icron, and is most well known for the sim chips that people use in their daily life. This has come up in our campaign many, many times, from when people try to steal money from us to when we have to get visas identified to our sim chips to contacting each other, right? It's sort of a be-all cell phone integrated into the body device, right? Well, SimCorp is the people that created that, the company that created that. They're not people, they're a faceless corporation. Who you work for.
Me.
And you all have been hired or promoted into a new position that requires virtual access. And so that is the gameplay we're going to be doing today. You each will have physical bodies that will have VR headsets basically on them, the more advanced version in this cyberpunk world. I actually see them as full helmets that can collapse so that you get a full 360 view of the world around you, and they can actually pump in atmospheric conditions for these grid manifestations. But as each of you logs on, you will appear in the virtual space. Now, because these virtual grid manifestations can be almost anything, there's a little bit of customize your avatar that we get right now. So we're gonna go around and we're gonna ask each of you who you're playing and what they look like virtually. Now, if you'd like to also tell us what they look like in real space, that's cool. I'd love that. But if you didn't think about that, don't worry about it. This is all just for fun. I know that Brett and Bright both had ideas immediately. So we are going to start with Brett. Brett, who is your character and what do they look like in virtual space and or real space?
Hi, I'm playing Ruben Firehouse. He is in the virtual space. He is a unbelievably green orc with just a mop of hair. Very much like someone who's lived on the coast. Very much surfer dude vibes as best he can. In reality, though, he is a 5'6", balding middle-aged man who is just waiting for retirement.
I love it.
Love that. Human man or half orc man?
Human man.
Okay.
He just wants to be really cool. You know?
He wants to try to be cool, and this is his version of cool. He watched a movie like 20 years ago and made him like that's power.
His version of cool is being very edgy, apparently.
Yes.
Amazing. Bright.
Hi, I'm playing Hazel Muntz. In virtual space, she has long blonde hair, usually up in a ponytail. She wears, like nice makeup, and she wears a white and green, like neon green lantern-sleeved blouse, and a pair of like leather pants, like dark green leather pants, to kind of match, and boots. She is tall. She does have pointed ears, elven in nature. And she kind of just has a bubbly personality and is almost in a nervous way where people around her are like, you're too excited. You need to stop. In real space, she has a short black bob with like a kind of just like very tired eyes, like super like bagged eyes. She is currently very comfortable in her own home, which means that she's wearing a baggy shirt and sweatpants, and she is actually a human.
Amazing. I can see Rev. You look like you're locked in or falling asleep.
Yeah.
One of the two. Who was your character, Rev?
So I will be playing Tito, who in virtual space is for those of you that know D&D, a squidling. For those that don't, think Chibi Mind Flayer.
Can I change my answer real quick? I want to change my answer.
Wow. Okay. I
Little
never thought in my
purple guy with
notes.
tentacles.
I never thought in my notes I would have to write Chibi Mind Flayer, but here we are.
Baby Cthulhu.
Yes.
Cthulhu?
But in the real world, he's like a 6.5 foot tall half orc who works as a day laborer and is just like real hard. So he gets to like wind down and be different here.
Oh, I love this.
Okay. And then Gears. Who are you?
Oh God, I was scrambling to come up with something original because yeah, I don't have anything original, so we're gonna go with Nola Santham, and she is kind of a little old lady, but she's up there in her years. She's not like granny old, but I will say like mid-50s. And no real imagination except that like it's a younger version of herself in the virtual world, and she is human mostly, and she's just kind of a curly haired 80s bob, and a very suit attire with a skirt and high heels. Just a very old-fashioned suit, work business suit.
Nice. Okay, so very professional vibe. Was it Nola? Did I understand that right?
Nola. Yep, Nola.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I heard that correct. I've spelled it Nola in my notes.
That's what it is. Yep.
So is she from New Orleans?
I thought you were trying to say
No.
Nutella, just spell it funny. I was like, what?
I heard Noel, and I was like running with it.
Nola
love
would
the
be
way-
great, but also
I mean-
It's something different.
It's
Gears
Nola's
is picked
good.
Nola, so we'll respect that absolutely.
Nola.
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
So awesome.
I mean,
So Hazel, Ruben, Tito, and Nola, you each come in what's it looks to be like a shower of sparks virtually. So the way this shows is the virtual space that you guys are coming into is revealed top down in this shower of sparks. Now, to pull the curtain back just a little bit immediately, if you had good enough eyes to look closer and closer and closer, which none of you do, these sparks would actually resolve themselves into bits of code. So they actually, the little tiny particles are actually numbers in this space. So, and as you each sort of almost Star Trek-y like teleport in, right? You see a person in front of you in this sort of almost depth perception-y hell blue void that you've been transported into as an in-between space. This person is has sort of elfin features. They are feminine, glowing blue hair. They have sort of pale skin and a like skin tight jumpsuit that actually has a red-blue shift as they move. It shifts from like a burgundy to a deep blue. And so the different curves are actually shown through movement there. They are wearing impractical, we'll say probably between 6 to 8 inch heels. And they are walking towards you all. And the ground actually lights up when the heels step on it, as if the ground is actually reacting to this being's presence or weight. And you can, as they come in, they say, "Welcome to SimCorp. I am Havana. I will be your interface for this training session. How is everybody today?"
We're doing good.
Doing pretty well.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Great. Now, each of you, please stay put for the moment as you get acclimated to these new bodies of yours, these grid manifestations. And as they say that, a little trademark symbol actually visualizes in the air when they say that word. Those words, grid manifestations. And I'm just going to walk you through a little bit more about SimCorp. I know some of you have been around for a while, but it's always good to do a refresher. SimCorp, you are a part of the SimCorp family of more than 4 million employees. Isn't that marvelous? Now, these employees, and you as one of them, are one of SimCorp's most highly valued assets. You are a vital part of the many products that SimCorp creates, from kitchen utensils to task-oriented robots, washing machines, dryers, hover and terrestrial vehicles, biogenetics, including human-mechanic interfaces, symbiotic avatar development, weaponized viral system reset, and of course our namesake Sim chips, which contribute to the well-being of more than 60% of all the people within the world of iCrone. So, you're already changing the world just by being here. And we are proud to have you.
That's a big deal.
It is a big deal. It is
So exciting.
a massive big deal. And you can, I'm sure, as you're coming into your grid manifestations and you see another little TM flash up, you'll start to feel maybe a little bit in your fingertips and your toes. You can go ahead and wiggle those for me. I love the almost Star Trek-y over here from Rev was delightful. Good. Here at SimCorp, you are.
I would like to try and jump as like they're doing that. I'm gonna see if I can hop.
Absolutely.
Roll for jump.
Let's roll for jump, baby. First roll.
Yay!
Turns out.
Oh
Brett
no,
can
that's not
jump
good.
like
That's not
Golden
good at all.
Superman.
What did you roll?
That's a 5 from my end. So,
Great.
you go ahead and try to jump, but it turns out that your virtual shoelaces are untied, and you're standing on one of them, and So because your avatar is still sort of putting itself together. It
Do I start like
right. You sort of clump over as you try to jump up. Half of your body goes up, and the other half goes nope, and you just whoop, right?
Can I help him up? I don't wanna. I can't let him just stay there. I'm gonna help him up.
Absolutely, roll to help him up.
How many do I roll?
This is just a 1. This is pretty simple, right? This is just a 1.
6.
Whoa! And that's a 4 for me. Okay, this is perfect. So not only do you help them up, but you get a skill related to helping somebody up. What do you think this skill should be?
I mean, I want
Lay
to
on
leave it like
hands.
helping. Actually, could I do it lay on hands? Where like helping people like bring them back up?
You could call it lay on hands. You can also call it helping hands if you want it to
I'm gonna
be
do helping hands.
Referential, lay on hands is fine. But yeah, helping hands. And so anytime you roll to use helping hands now, instead of a 1d6, you will roll with 2d6. So make sure to mark that that's a level 2 skill.
Okay, I have 2d6 next to it.
Yes. Amazing. So as you're helped up, you're going to see Havana go, great job at teamwork. Please remember, like I said, that things are still working themselves out. We're still in the beginning phases. We got to kind of feel our way there. So, we may want to get ahead of ourselves, but the training is set up to be helpful in that matter. So, as you know, here at SimCorp,
Thanks.
I would ask if you're okay, but
I don't feel anything.
virtually, yes. Your pain receptors have not yet been engaged. That'll be one of the last things we do in this process.
What will we need pain receptors for?
There are.
Can I pay to have those left off?
What?
Can I pay to have those left off?
You cannot. It is a safety feature that needs to be included.
Safety feature from what?
There are dangerous tasks, and you could harm your virtual presence, which is very expensive.
You don't want to glitch your code, you know?
Yes.
Oh my
yes,
goodness.
IT will give us headaches if we remove, because people will start doing things that they shouldn't. It's for your own good. Please trust in that. We have here at SimCorp your best interest at heart. And we know that here at SimCorp, your physical manifestation is not just who you are, right? You are more than that. And we know that each of you are in different city-states. As you know, SimCorp has offices in each of the city-states. You may currently be in one of those, or you could, as many of our virtual employees like to be at home. And since you're using your new grid manifestations, the benefit to you is that you can work anywhere at any point. Isn't it always great to be in the loop?
Mm-hmm.
You're never far from working. Now, I can see you're all excited to test out your grid manifestations, jumping in your own shoes, as it were. And so we've put together a small training scenario. But please remember, by entering this scenario, you are fully agreeing to the terms and conditions of manifestations required for employment in your position. Now, please enjoy. And Havana is going to disappear, and the flat blue void around you is actually going to start to resolve into a large library that you're in. It has a sort of help desk in the center. It's got multiple levels, we'll say 3 levels of books and reference materials around it. And immediately as you get started, one of the phones on the help desk starts ringing.
Oh dear. So should someone get that?
Yes, I'll get it. And she'll go pick up the phone.
Okay, just for fun, let's roll to answer the phone.
Another 6.
Jesus. All right. Bright is going to become the most overpowered one of you. And that's
So
a
far.
2 from my hand. Absolutely. So you've got a skill related to answering the phones. What do we want this skill to be? What are we thinking?
We can do communications. I think that would be good, useful.
Communications. Pretty broad. I like it. Okay, let's roll with it. Yeah, you got a 2 in communications now. So on the other side of the phone is you're going to hear a voice. Hey, this is Jeff again from down in acquisitions. I need help resetting my password. Can you help?
I can absolutely help with that. Let me see if I can connect you to the right department. Because I don't know if I'm in IT or not. Oh no.
What?
I feel like
What do
you
they
should know what
want?
department you're in.
They need help with their IT, with their password. Does anyone specialize in like password resetting or recovery?
Oh my. Maybe one of these books has it.
And she'll go over to just a bookshelf and start looking for how to find password,
Absolutely.
etc.
Let's roll for that search. Rev, I see you. I see you ready for this.
That's a 1.
Oh no. I rolled a 2. So you are looking for password resetting, but most of the books here are on completely different subjects. You've got a little bit of everything but not a little bit of everything.
All of the time.
You're in completely the wrong section at the moment. You're seeing things about how to treat gout, foot care, and some things like podiatry. I think it's podiatry. No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
podiatry is
podiatry. The DM. So, as per rules, if I roll a 1, that's an XP, right?
Yes, since you failed.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and Brett has one too. Since you failed, you do gain an XP, which you can use to succeed on a roll later, or
Nice.
add a 6 to your roll, which hopefully will allow you to succeed. So, Rev, I know you were chomping at the bit a minute ago. So, what are we up to? What is Tito?
Oh yeah,
going
I
on?
think I know how to do this. And he's gonna go over to the computer and just start hitting buttons.
Hell yeah! Let's go ahead and roll for it. This one's gonna be.
Wait, is that a 1?
No.
Oh.
I
was like,
was gonna say this one's gonna be a little bit more difficult. Let's. You know what? Just because you're hitting buttons, I don't know if this will be a full solve for the password reset. But we're just gonna do a roll. Oh, okay. What'd you get?
I got a 2.
Oh, I got a 6. So
It's great that we're so good at our job.
you start hitting buttons, and the screen pops up, but it does not function super well because you are in a program for ISBN reference lookup.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest, this is nothing like driving a truck.
You know what? That makes sense. Sir, if I could put you on a brief hold, please, while we get our resources settled together.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Thank you, and I'm going to put him on hold.
Amazing. I'm just gonna let you do that. Absolutely. Okay. What other solutions do we got? What other ideas are we going with here?
Oh boy.
Maybe you can look up how to do password recovery in our systems.
I'm gonna walk.
Systems.
This is a library, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna walk over to one of the books and see if they're alphabetical, if they're labeled passwords. If we can get his name, maybe his information is just in one of these books.
Yeah. So
Indexing. I'm looking for the index for what his.
Gotcha. Go ahead and give me that roll.
You got it. No, come on. 3. Again.
I'm rolling hot over here, so I apologize in advance because I got myself a 5.
Damn.
Yeah.
Just trying to do my job, man. I get paid minimum wage for this stuff.
Right? Exactly. Oh no. So you are looking through the indexing, and you realize that it is not alphabetical. It is, of course, your classic Dewey Decimal System.
Great. Great.
The problem is that you have no idea how that system works.
Why would I?
It's zeros and ones.
Who goes to the library and looks for that system?
To be fair, the Dewey Decimal System isn't even used anymore. It's a different system because he was
Yeah.
a racist.
Look, I don't know the name of the other system, or I'd use that one, but this is what I
Yeah.
know. So
Same.
Wow.
I would
We're
happily
backwards.
call it something else if I knew what that was. All right. So what else we got?
Great.
Can I see if there is like a list of extensions for different departments?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay.
We're gonna roll for this just because I think it'd be funny if you got another 6. I'm not gonna lie.
It would be, but I did not. I got a 2.
Okay.
I'm just making a mess over here. Apologies.
Well, I told you I was rolling hot. I keep changing dice thinking that maybe that will fix it. It is not fixing it. I rolled another 5.
Good.
So
Noah is going to, at this point, like, what was the lady's name that
Havana.
did the intro? Havana, that's right. She's gonna start yelling for her, like, Havana! 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 See if she can hear her and call her in.
You know what? Just for fun, we're gonna make this a roll. Absolutely.
Roll for help desk.
That's a 5.
Hey!
And I
Ooh,
rolled a 1.
there you go.
So,
It's just a success.
you are able to reach out to Havana. Is everything okay?
There is a gentleman on the phone who needs a password reset, and we are not doing very well with that.
Who organizes things like this?
It's a standardized corpo or organizational.
He smashed
Worked here.
the escapes 3 times.
Yeah, I've worked here for 30 years. No, we don't.
They might have updated their systems in the past 30 years. It's possible. We've come a long way with technology.
Then why is it a library?
This is the visually most hopeful scenario for this. We've tested.
Nah, I'm bad at tests.
That could be a problem here. Well, there are resources provided to solve the problem. I trust very much in your work.
We're gonna die.
You've all become,
We're gonna get.
You've all come highly recommended for your positions.
Oh dear. I'm sorry to say, but we've not been successful so far. Could you point us in the right direction at least?
Well, I do know that somewhere in this library there is reference materials on password resetting.
Oh.
Can I yell to the library to
Hey,
have
library.
it rearrange to bring what we need forward, like in an obvious way?
Okay. How are you doing this?
So, like, kind of like almost in a magical way, like using the sim chip and be like, like if I could have it lead the way to the section on password resetting, like if I could get a light trail to the correct section.
Okay. Here's what I think we're gonna do. I'm gonna let you roll with communication because
Okay.
I think it's very broad and I think it can be used here. But I'm rolling 3d6
Okay.
against you. So I love this idea. I hope that you succeed.
Me too.
Can I give her an experience for her to get successful with it?
You cannot.
Aw.
Experience is non-transferable. Other. Otherwise, it would get real weighted real quick, I think. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
I rolled 11 total.
I rolled a 6 total. All right. So, as you do this, you are able to. You have a feeling for this that none of your compatriots do at the moment, and so you realize the world around you is morphable. It's not solid, right? Like usually this is a teapot, and no matter how much I wish it will not be a teapot, or it will still be a teapot unless I like smash it, right? There are very few ways for me to adjust it. But because the world around you is virtual, if you understand it and have the right willpower and the right controls, you can actually modify things to make them easier and more accessible. And so you're able to do this. You actually create a sort of waypoint within the library, and there's a modified path to get to it. So you'll see it actually goes up one of the staircases and disappears onto the second floor, and you can see sort of the waypoint dot showing up and we'll say to the left, right? Like it's up in that direction.
Yeah. Okay. I am going to do that. And I'll grab the book that it is referencing and bring it back down to where we were.
It's not quite going to be that easy.
That's fair.
So you do follow the waypoint. Are all of you following, or is it just
Yes.
Hazel? Okay.
I might as well follow you.
Absolutely. So there's a couple of issues. This is not a normal library, and as you sort of find your way through the library, you realize more and more that things aren't quite what they seem here. In fact, you see the way path take you down a hallway, and as you do so, the shelves actually, I don't know if you've been in a large library like my college library had shelves that actually moved. And so
that's dope as hell.
The shelves are actually closing in. The problem is you get about halfway in and the shelves start closing in on all of you. So
forbidden section.
So I'm gonna need
goodness.
some solutions for how y'all keep these shelves from closing in on you.
Oh my goodness. Oh no. What do you do?
I'm gonna take.
Do we have an inventory? Like if this is like a video game, can you click a button? Like, is there an inventory that we have? I like to check for inventory. It's all the
I
same.
was actually gonna take my heels off, and take the spike point and just like shove it underneath the bookshelf to keep it from moving forward as a little hinge point.
Yeah, and inventories are, as Gears has sort of already run with, the things that you find in this virtual world around you. You don't unless you've grabbed something earlier, which we could do sort of a flashback to, if need be. You don't have anything in your pockets at the moment. So Gears, let's go ahead and roll. So you said you're shoving a heel underneath one of the shelves.
Yeah, I'm taking the shoes and then I'm taking the heel part and I'm putting in the bottom like a doorstop.
Okay, that makes a ton of sense. I like this. Let's go ahead and roll.
I hope this goes well.
I have a good feeling.
That
for
is
you.
a 5,
Well, I got a 1.
but it's not a skill.
So
Does the GM get experience?
the GM does not get experience because I roll so much it would wreck you guys pretty fast.
Can I make it?
Probably.
Well, I shouldn't. I'm thinking about using the XP to make it an automatic 6.
Oh no, but you won.
It's just for the purpose of success. It doesn't up your chances to do that.
Okay. Okay, then never mind. I will stick with the 5.
Yeah. So absolutely, you take off one. Do you take off both your heals, or are you running with one heal now? That's a real question that I've got to ask.
Well, I was gonna try it with the 1, and if it was successful, definitely do the other, because you said there's bookshelves that are closing in.
Yes.
On us? Okay, so
absolutely.
yeah, do the 1. If it's successful, definitely go and do the other one.
And I will happily let you do both there. Cool. So yeah, you're able to. It turns out that about 5 feet in front of you, there's actually a small rail that these are actually tracked on, and you can actually put the bottom of the heel inside the rail, so that basically, much like bookcase ends, right, where you set the book on this part and it sort of puts pressure into the book so that it doesn't tip. Right as the bookcase comes in, the heel tilts in and it actually fulcrums the whole thing against itself.
Nice.
And you're able to do that on both sides. Amazing. You guys keep running down the library. As you jam them shut, I will say a couple of books do fall off the shelves. Those,
I'm gonna grab one of these books.
Yeah, I was just gonna grab whatever
Yeah, I'll
book
grab. Depending on how many books, I'll help with grabbing.
Right. Okay, cool. Are you reshelving these books? Are you looking at what these books are? What are we doing?
I'm gonna read the title first.
Yeah, same.
Absolutely. Don't mind me just pulling up a random book generator.
I know. I was about to be like, I hope you prepared book titles.
Got 'em. Okay. So the first book is Poetry Speaks Who I Am. The second book, how many books did you guys actually grab before I just rattle off?
Well,
You tell us.
It depends on how many fell.
Oh,
Yeah.
these are actual books, by the way. These are actual books that exist
Yeah.
in the real world. I didn't realize that. One of the ones it generated was a Game of Thrones. And I was like, wait a minute, what? So one
Okay, so we've got Poetry Speaks to Me. I mean, you could roll a d6 and see how many books fell.
That could be good. You know what? 3 books fall.
Okay.
That's perfect.
So Poetry Speaks to Me is not going to be one of the ones.
I'll be taking the dentist one that fell, and I'll just be keeping it on my person.
Perfect. Awesome. Oh yeah, and these should all be in the same category, right?
Yeah.
You know what? This will be fun. Oh, come on. It wants me to do a look. We're here. Okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah, your first book is going to be Answering the Animals. Second book is Serpents of Gold. Actually, no, sorry, Swindlers Without Courage. And
Interesting.
the third book is Guardian of the End.
I'll take that one.
You like that one?
I like that one. That sounds interesting. Upon reading the title, she's gonna just like,
This might be useful. I'm gonna keep this. We might need it later. I feel like.
I'll do the Answering the Animals one.
And then I took the one that...
Swindlers Without Courage.
Yes. Oh, great. Unfortunate.
what was mine? Something at the end?
Guardians of the End.
Oh yeah.
Guardian of the End.
Guardian.
Yes.
Apologies.
guys, this is a lot of books. I don't know how we're gonna get through this.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you are big enough to
claustrophobic?
hold Is he like smaller? Hold on, is Tito smaller than these books or bigger than these books? Because you like itty bitty pixie man.
Tito
Like the
is
size of a gnome, you can see me.
Yeah, Tito is
Well, I
bigger than
can
these
see
books.
you. Okay.
Is he like dog size?
Like 2,
This feels
3,
disrespectful.
2.
He's 2 foot. 2 foot.
Seems aggressive.
Well, I wasn't sure because like baby mind flayers are ginormous.
Just
is
look
true.
up Squidling.
Toddlers.
5e
Oh,
Squidling. It's amazing.
Okay, so I'll take my book and put it in the pocket, assuming it shrinks to the size of her pocket in her skirt, and walking around barefoot now, except with their nylon stockings.
So, how much further we have to go?
I believe the trail is leading us here, and she'll kind of keep walking with the trail.
Yeah, it's so to give you it's like 1 or 2 sections over. You're very close now. But you've got a little bit more to go. So as you guys come out of this hallway of books, as it is, you'll see an opening to a like series of desks. Usually this is the sort of space where people will bring their reference or their books to check out and make sure that they're, read them and look over them a little bit to make sure they're what they need them to be. And on the other side is another sort of reference area. The problem is between these two, there is about a 10-foot gap.
Like a chasm sort of thing.
A little bit like a chasm, yeah.
Are there more bookshelves? Just like that we walk past that are still on the rails, or no?
So are you saying does the floor disappear but the bookshelves continue?
I'm asking if as we're walking to this gap, are there still bookshelves near us that we could, if in theory, push over to close this gap so we can actually like walk across it?
I will say there's a slight gap between the bookshelves, but if you can figure out how to get them off the rails, you might be able to. I mean, they're pretty dang big, so it'd be hard, but you might be able to figure out a way. Instead, there are desks nearby, chairs, things a little bit more akin to that. So yeah.
Is there a ladder? Because like most like libraries and stuff that have like these big tall shelves, they have like ladders, kind of Beauty and the Beast style, almost.
I'm gonna say because these shelves move, that there is not a ladder. I like
That's
the
fair.
idea, but I don't know how to make that work.
Well, because it's more for like going up, not necessarily like.
This is digital magic, Tony.
It is. Look,
It is.
if you want to try to wish for one in the library,
Well-
we can make a roll. But at the moment, there's not currently one.
This
I
is
make a
gonna sound
helping
really
hands
silly.
roll?
Is there a fire hose that is in here? Because in most libraries they'll have like one of those massive fire hoses on the side of the building that you can open up. I've seen them before. That's a thing.
That is a uniquely you thing. I have never seen a fire.
know what?
I also just go to a lot more libraries than you, I think, babe.
Go ahead and give me a goddamn roll, because
Why are the libraries you're going to
if you get
catching
a
fire
6
so
in this,
much?
you're getting
Right?
if you get a 6 in this, I'm telling you now, you're getting a skill in firefighting. I don't know what it'll be used for, but I want it.
You know what? I am going to use one of my experience points to make this a 9.
What?
Oh wait, no.
No.
Oh.
I mean, I have a 3 right now.
Okay, no. Okay, so
Yeah.
that just turns it to a 6.
Oh, I
It
see.
doesn't
Okay.
add 6. I was like, did you roll 2? What happened here?
No,
I
just
understand
the
that.
1. Yes, just make that a 6.
Just okay. and
I've
I
also
rolled
been changing my dice.
I rolled a 2. So yes, you do actually find a fire hose actually, weirdly enough, coiled under one of the desks. You're not sure why it's there, but that's where someone decided to put it. And this library is pretty empty, so it's not like it's in the way for someone, right? Like, so yeah.
I come over. Ruben comes over with the fire hose, excited. All right. So what I'm thinking is we get something heavy. We can throw it to the other side, and then try to like make it locked in. One of us smaller could try to go across, and then try to find us another way, or try to find what we're looking for.
We can make that work.
Actually,
Looking
down at little vodka. How big of a chasm is this?
Squid vodka.
Little squid vodka.
Is Tito's vodka? I thought it was tequila.
It's vodka.
I don't drink. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I don't know anything.
Wow,
about it.
Jeter.
Freaking Mormons.
I didn't know that either.
Outing us on screen. How dare you?
We, looking at you, we could throw. How far is the gap? How far is the?
It's 10 feet.
I could probably just jump it. You don't need to throw me.
What if we
Is he
just
levitating? Like, do you levitate?
No, I'm walking on my tentacles.
I didn't even make that correlation looking at the.
You will know that one of the interesting things is as they do, you hear a suction cup noise every time they take a step.
Delightful.
So
you can jump 10 feet.
my
Sure.
yeah, my
like what if we just like imagine an actual bridge that just appears and like we could just walk across on our own?
You can do that, but if you don't mind, he's gonna just try to make a harness with the fire hose, so we can throw you.
While they're doing that, I just sprint and jump.
I was trying to attach it to you.
So I'm gonna need
jeez.
dual rolls. This is for the harness. This is for the jump. I need each of you to roll.
That's better-ish.
Okay.
Six.
4.
Okay. So. Wait. Holy shit. All right. So I'm gonna show
2
these
6s.
because I got a 4 and a 6 on the core. I tied both of you somehow.
holy shit.
That's
at
insane.
once.
So what we do?
So what we can do, I have always played this as a roll off.
Sure.
So at this point, we roll again.
Okay.
However, because you got a 6, Rev, I am going to actually let you do this a little bit differently. Because you get a skill in this. So I am going to you're going to get a skill, and then I'm going to let you do the roll off with 2d6. Because you have a level 2 skill. This is not a normal thing. I don't expect that most people would do this, but I like this. I think this is fun, so we're doing this.
This is cool. I would like to say that also my character would have gone over to the edge and tenderly put a foot out to see if they can like
Temple, Last Crusade, Quest for the Holy Grail style.
Okay.
huh?
Quest for the Holy Grail from The Last Crusader from Indiana Jones. Brain, the Step of Faith.
So,
Sure.
we'll get to that in a second because this is all happening very, very fast.
No, I know, but I just wanted to.
No, I like it. It's interesting. It's difficult, but
Yeah.
I like where your head's at. So let's start with Rev. What skill are you getting first of all?
Oh, just long jump.
Just long jump.
Yeah.
Cool.
What about short jump?
The short long jump. The short leap. No. Long jump is fine. Okay. Brett, what did you get on your roll off? 2. I got a 4 again. So instead of a harness, you end up with a knot in the end of this fire hose.
Great.
Rev, what did you get?
7.
Okay, I got a 2.
Nice.
So, you are absolutely able to, and there's a moment actually, I think, I'm gonna rewrite your skill a little bit, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And you'll understand why here in a second. So as you see this chibi squid person, this itty bitty squid person jump, at first, it looks like they're not gonna make it. By a lot, in fact. They're only gonna get about halfway there. And then you see all of the tentacles go as they do a double jump
Ooh.
and make it over to the other side. And your skill is double jump. Your skill is double jump.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, my thought process was like, like my thought process was like maybe when he goes across, he'll like secure one tentacle, like the last suction cup, onto one side, and then just kind of like launch the other one to the other side, and then just like use that one as like a pole almost.
Could be great, but he's double jumping. 100%.
That's cool. No, this one's better.
Yeah, that's better.
Does he leave a cloud of ink behind when he like?
You know what? I like that actually. I do believe you maybe pee yourself a little bit. I mean, ink yourself a little bit. There's a little.
It's a little gray cloud.
That's amazing. Absolutely. You are, Tito, across.
Hey guys, it was that easy. You just go for it.
No.
So maybe at this point she'll be like, "Oh, okay," and she'll walk over and she'll like put one foot out into the open space to see if there's like a bridge that'll appear, or maybe an invisible bridge that you can't see, and she just like finds.
So, this is interesting. You've had already 2 characters sort of adjust this virtual space, right? So I'm going to say it's a little bit easier this time because you've had sort of 2 people sort of lead the way. So I'm only going to roll 2d6 against you.
Oof.
But it is,
Still.
right? Mal's check earlier was 3d6, so I have brought it down. Because I like the idea.
Damn it!
How'd you do?
I got a 3.
Oh, you had a chance. I only got a 4.
Oh.
So, as you go to put your weight down, I think you're gonna start tipping over.
Oh shit!
Can I help her?
Her arms and
Absolutely. Go ahead. This I think is a perfect example of helping hands.
Yes.
And I'm only gonna roll 1d6 against you because I don't think it's that hard to catch somebody when they start to
Yeah.
tip. If you miss this though, whatever the next thing happens, it's 2d6 because it's much, much harder if they've tipped a bit. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
So,
Yes.
let's go ahead and roll.
7 total.
Whew, I got the max I could get with is a 6. So you've succeeded here. Absolutely.
Cool.
You are able to, and what's weird is the more you exist in this space, the more you notice weird things happening. Your arm actually extends longer than it should to grab the back of Nola's jacket, or right? Because they're wearing
yeah,
yeah
a suit jacket. Yeah.
suit jacket. Grab the back of their jacket, and as you pull in, it actually accordions back in on itself.
And she does have it buttoned in the front, so it does pull her back in.
Perfect. Yes. You see the right, like it, I love the idea of seeing a camera from below, which, by the way, Nola, as you start to tip, you realize that underneath you are actually, because none of you have looked down. You just sort of went for it, right?
I'll probably see what. Sorry.
Underneath, no, you're good. Underneath you is a flurry of, we're gonna call them, in D&D they'd be book mimics. They're not here, but they are living books.
Sentient books with teeth?
Yes, they're sentient books with teeth. They're not mimics, but that's the closest to get you guys there. Everybody kind of knew what I was talking about, so that's
It's a monster book.
Yeah.
Harry Potter, Freeze Monster Book.
Yes, the other thing I was going to say was the Monster Book of Monsters.
Yeah.
We try not to reference that too much, but it is along
I mean,
those
that's
veins.
just another D&D thing, isn't it?
It's Harry Potter, I
Monster book.
believe.
We don't bring up that series.
It is what I think of in my brain, and as you see this, the name does sit in your mind. These are called voracious learners. These are books that write themselves by eating things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Inklings. almost.
Is that a
Do you-
is that a thing somewhere
So
else?
Inklings, so it's something that someone created, like a homebrew thing for 5e. It was something that I had in a campaign a long time ago, where what they do is, so it's not necessarily like a book, but it's like a little flubber thing of ink. And what they do is they go into books and they absorb all of the ink from the book, making it a blank journal.
I've read that. Yeah.
They are
So it's
so
sort
cool.
of the
They can
inverse.
learn spells that they absorb, though.
Yeah, it's an inverse thing.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So sort of the inverse of that. It actually, like, as it eats things, it absorbs memories and histories of things, and it actually writes. Would like, if it ate one of you, it would become your biography.
Convenient
nice.
and cheap.
That's actually cool and
Right.
super dope.
So
We
You write your
do we just
biography.
know this, or I just know this by looking at them?
yes, because of the
Okay.
weird world that you're in, you learn this just by seeing them. You go, oh, why do I know that? I know that. Yeah. One, the other thing, as to pull back the curtain for you guys as players a little bit, even when you fail, this system rewards failure by giving you experience, which of course you've gotten an experience from that. But I also like to narratively give you something for trying, because I really do want to. I want you guys to try absolutely insane things at times, and things that just like, oh, this is kind of cool. Let's do this, right?
I was really hoping for an invisible bridge.
I know, and I kind of wanted to give you one, but also
Yeah.
the dice give us what they give us. So I gave you something
Give
else
and
that I
take.
thought was cool.
Nice. Thank
It's
you.
not helpful, but it could be interesting later.
Right.
So, yeah. So currently, you've got everybody is situated on their sides.
This inspires her. She'll pull the book out from her pocket and look at it and see if this was once one of those. Can she,
Interesting.
like a detect magic kind of thing, and look at it and flip through the page and see if it was once one of those things and it ate something to...
You know what? Give me a roll. I don't know what this is, but I like it. Just let's go ahead and
Roll for shit.
yeah.
While they roll for
do
that.
anything.
While they roll for that, I like the name Ferocious Learners. It actually makes me think of like how, like, us in America, when people like read lots of books, we call them bookworms. In France, actually, the translation is ink drinkers, which I think is a fun fact for
That's-
It's
everyone.
better too, because bookworms are awful.
Right?
Yeah. Because, actually, Ink Drinker sounds like a type of spellcaster. Genuinely,
Yes.
that was a
author.
5.
You should
That was
write
a
that into
5.
your world.
I might actually.
Got a 4 over here. So,
Nice.
so you are able to succeed here. So yes, this book used to be blank, and you can see on the back. Actually, it's they get so. You actually pull back the book jacket. So, because all of these books have a book jacket, and you see on the actual hardcover of the book is scuff marks as it sort of scoots around and moves. And then someone has, when it becomes inert, someone or something has added a book jacket to these books.
Gotcha.
Or maybe it's grown. Like,
You should be gentler with your books. That's not good for them.
the books were gentler with themselves, I guess.
It's kind of like a straight jacket.
I
for
think the
them.
moral of the story here is you should be gentler on yourself. You, our favorite viewer, should be kinder to yourself.
Drink more water.
Just you. We hate the rest of
Just
you.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
no one else
Just you.
needs to listen to this. Just you. Anyway. Okay. So
We're gonna
yes,
get a viewer named you, and they're gonna be very confused.
They're going to be very happy.
it's gonna be great. So we have our chibi squid on the other side. We have everybody else on this side. We have Nola, who is learning more about the book in front of them. Okay, so we've sort of had a cool moment from our chibi squid. Brett, I kind of want to focus in on your character, who is really desperate for a win here, it feels like. What
Well, with my 4 losses.
what is Ruben up to? What is Ruben doing to help out the situation?
I mean, he's seen them all now do things that don't make a lick of sense. He's going to unknot the hose if you don't mind.
Roll for unknotting.
Roll for nothing.
Don't do that to me.
Roll for untying.
Let's be there. So I will say there is if you do.
Well, I have a plan with. He has a plan with the hose since he has firefighting.
He doesn't have firefighting.
He doesn't.
No,
You can
yeah.
get it.
He did not succeed at
You
firefighting.
have to get a 6.
No, I did. We changed that over to the 6 to get the fire hose.
No.
You have to roll a 6. You can't take a 6.
Oh, I
Yes.
see. I see. Okay.
It would have been really funny though if he did get that because his last name is Firehouse.
Oh, that I didn't think of that. That would be funny.
Because I tried to do the same thing too, Brett. I tried to use my 1 XP to make it a 6 to get an experience point, but no, it just gives you a success, and so you can continue doing what you're doing, but you don't get the skill from it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I have the rules right in front of me. I should probably read those.
this is why I've made them available to everyone. Is because it's a new system, and you're always. Like sometimes you build entire things in your brain because you have a feeling of that's how it goes, and you're wrong. I've done it many times. Many of them live streamed.
Woohoo!
So you know.
All right. Well, he's gonna still untie the hose.
Do you want to make it this a roll? I was.
I
Gonna,
mean, we can. I'm just gonna unknotting things.
Here's the thing. I will make a deal with you. If you succeed at this, you're not going to get a skill called untying. You're actually going to get like a Boy Scout knot tying skill, right? You're going to get a skill with many knots, something that's versatile, right?
Sure, that's fine.
So, let's see what you got.
So it's a not skill?
It landed on a 6 and then just tilted
not
over to another 3.
Ah, you teased me. I got a 4 over here, so you currently
Neat.
are not succeeding.
Oh, that's
Can
a
I
not
help him?
skill.
Nope.
Can I help?
It's not a skill. It's not.
No, I'm sorry.
It's not a not skill.
Not for this, you cannot.
Not a not skill.
Not a
I
not skill.
cannot unknot.
Cool.
So,
Since you're over there, could you find the source we're looking for and maybe toss it back this way so we don't all have to try and cross?
Can everyone else see the waypoint that I summoned?
I think so.
Okay.
I
I would
believe
assume
so.
that we all could.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. If you've adjusted the world, yeah.
Okay.
So that was a good enough roll earlier. I think overcoming a 3d6 is good enough for that.
Cool.
So yes, Tito, you can see the path towards the waypoint.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go get it.
Shovel run.
Well, what's great too, though, is like his body would just be like swinging.
Yeah, oscillating really weirdly. It is. I will say, for those of you who aren't going with Tito, which is everyone, you do hear the slip schlops sort of fade
I don't like
as
that.
the library absorbs the sound of our squid friend here. Just right as it gets quieter and quieter. You weirdly enough kind of miss the weird slurping sounds. So
You know what? Seeing that he's been frustrated, he's going to see if he can just float across. Like, he's so frustrated, he's gonna try to use the steam that's coming out of his ears to just kind of jettison himself across.
oh, okay.
He's angry.
Okay. This is a 2d6 roll.
Yep.
This is a 2d6 roll, but I love it.
I got a 6.
You're getting a skill. You're getting a skill no matter what I roll here, but you might still lose.
It's fine. I don't care. Like, that's my first success.
You did not lose. I got a 5.
Let's go.
Okay, so this is a weird niche deep cut for me because I love this so much. You've unlocked one of my weird favorite characters. There's a movie called Mystery Men, and I don't know if any of you have seen it.
Yes.
There is a character who claims to be a superhero called Mr. Furious. He is powered by his rage. And in this moment, you are Mr. Furious. You are
He's
so
just shaking,
angry.
and you hear his head turns into a train horn, and he just makes that noise and just jettisons across.
I'm gonna modify that slightly.
Go for it.
I love
Yeah,
the
go for it.
idea. In fact, you just start running, and the world sort of extends for this. In slow motion, Chariots of Fire running moment. Dun 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 dun. Right, as we're going here, and your fury sort of builds in front of you because nothing is going right, and maybe you're gonna get fired, and you need to like make bills and crap, and it's not going. It should work. Dang it! It should work. To the point that you like steam does start coming out of your ears, and it builds up, and you feel this almost sinus headache for a second. And you're like, to hell with it, we're going. And you jump, and as you do, you sort of pull a trucker horn, right? And out of both of your feet, the steam that has built up in your head shoots out as you have jetpack shoes just across.
Heck yeah.
As your anger powers you across this gap.
That's better than what I was imagining.
Angie Boots I'm gonna call him Angie Boots.
I'm okay with Angie Boots. I was just gonna give you like the power of fury or something right there, like a little bit more general. If you want it to be Angry Boots, take it. You get to choose what that skill is. But yes,
Angie Boots.
Angie Boots it is. I love
Angie
it.
Boots.
We have the skill of Angie Boots. All right, so as Angie Boots, and I'm actually going to say this is, you don't land on the other side yet. You're sort of jetpacking through the halls at an expedited speed towards our squid friend here. And we are actually going to, I think, jump into our squid friend's view. You are getting close. You can tell the waypoint is getting bigger. In fact, it is visually bigger than you at this moment. That's how close to this waypoint you are. You know that you're nearby, but from one of the shelves, you hear a rustling, and in fact, a voracious learner falls down and comes at you. Tito, what do you got?
BRB.
I'm just gonna go for like a tentacle slap.
Okay, tentacle slap. This is pretty simple, right? So I'm gonna get the 1d6 against you here. I think this is a do anything roll for you, unless you've got a skill you wanna argue that this is under.
I mean, I've only got the one.
Yeah, so I think this is a do anything roll, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you got?
5.
I got a 3. So yeah, you're able to sort of squid slap this book back onto the shelf. It's actually pinned in between 2 other books at the moment.
Damn Skippy.
And you look to keep running. The problem here is that 2 more fall down right after you, right? Like, so you slap this thing into the bookshelf so hard that 2 more fall back off the bookshelf. So because it rocks on the rails just a little bit. So now you've got 2 to deal with. Do you think you want to do another tentacle slap? What, or what are we doing here?
I'm gonna try and use the double jump
Okay.
to do like a ground pound type thing.
I like this. I think this is great. Yeah, go for it.
Total 5.
Well, I got myself a 2 over here. So you are able to stomp down one of them. And as it obliterates, you actually see a black inky blood sort of gets on. It's not really ink because that gets weirder with you being a squid person. But a black inky ichor, we'll call it, comes out of this book as it sort of splats down like you stomped on a cheeseburger. All right, you've got one left. And it's staring down at you, coming at you. Brett, and
You
this
should
is
go
the
help
point
him.
that, you jetpack boots into this. How do you help out your friend? Your newfound coworker, I guess.
My newfound coworker. Angry Boots kick. He's just gonna use the rage he's got going in and be like, great, now there's things we have to fight.
I love
F triple asterisk this.
it. Angry Boots kick. Let's do
Angry
it.
Boots.
Okay.
10 total.
Amazing. I've only got a 4. You, I think, here's the thing. Any good librarian knows that, dampness is the worst enemy of a book. You have steam coming out of your feet as you anime style fly kick, right? You still have steam coming out of one foot, very lightly, and you actually dampen and sludge this book and then anime kick straight through it, just right.
Yeah.
And you and your friend are able to find your way past.
You good?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Good.
You can just see. I think
You good?
No.
what's wild is I've had coworkers at this level before.
He didn't take his blood pressure medication earlier today. He didn't have anything to eat. He's just angry.
You're gonna need that blood pressure medication.
100%.
And I think you are able to finally make your way to the book. Right there it is, third shelf up. Just out of reach for our squid chibi friend. But possibly
Is everything okay over there?
Can we hear them? You said that we could stop hearing him
I
be able to do the
know.
flippity flop.
I
Overshout.
love the you know what? Gears?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll to see if they can hear you.
Oh
Let's see what we can make out of this.
They start talking about it amplifies into like a megaphone. Like
5.
I got myself 1 second. I do have to I got myself a 3. I was deciding some things because I didn't think this through very much. Yeah. So you are able to make them hear you.
Okay.
So remind us what you said.
Is everything okay over there?
Are you doing okay? Did you find the book?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
can we hear it? I'm gonna do.
Great
This is
question.
true. That's a yeah.
Do y'all want to try?
I don't have the lungs for it.
I'm cheesing this one skill I have because I've got nothing else. Could I try to make the steam turn into words so a message can get across like a pie, like smoke from a pie? Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's rock it. I'm rolling 3d6 against you because this is wild, but I love this idea. Let's try it.
I'm
Guidance.
guessing it's just a D6, right? Or is this?
No, it's
If you're
2d6 because
using
you have a
Angie
skill.
Boots, which I thought
Using
was
Angie
the plan,
Boots.
That's
Yes.
2d6 against my 3d6.
Oh, that's awful. I'm gonna use experience because, gosh darn it, I have it. I have the experience for
Can
it.
you use it?
Yeah, he can turn. It's 1 experience to turn 1 die into a 6.
Perfect. I can do that. That turns into an 8 instead of a 3.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna let you know before you spend it because
Okay.
this game is more about narrative fun than it is about resource management, right?
Sure.
I have rolled a 10.
Oh.
So you're gonna have to burn 2 experience if you want to succeed.
That's fine,
If
yeah.
you don't want to, you don't have to burn any experience. I'm not gonna hold the the presupposition against you because you didn't know what you were up against.
He would do it anyway because he's just getting rid of the frustration at this point. It's just it's like rage from what's that movie? Inside, or what was that Disney film
Inside
with
Out.
the
Yeah, Inside Out.
Inside Out, yeah.
With the
Yeah.
Okay.
So what
the
Brett
idea
accidentally
from the-
done is he made Nash in a corporate setting.
I love the idea of him just like tap dancing or doing some kind of like not tap dance, break dance to come up with the smoke signal, spelling out the word. So he's saying, just
Absolutely.
all that anger.
He is shouting into the void, and it did not work. Sadly. Okay, so there's been some sort of time, in this sort little bit of time, the voracious learners underneath in the pit have started to learn. I was going to try to find another word. That's the word. And they've realized there are things above us that we should be able to get to. And so they actually are using some teamwork. And
Gross.
one of them pops up over the ledge at both Bright and Gears' characters, Hazel and Nola. You are now confronted with a voracious learner with ichor dripping from its teeth.
Ew. Oh, gross. This is...
Since I have the book in my hands, I'm gonna swat at the other book.
Okay, you want book on book violence?
Just baseball it knocked back into the pit.
Amazing. Give me that's a d6. That's pretty easy.
Two.
I got a 6.
Oh,
It is going to eat your book.
yep, that's what I thought.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I was hoping to read it and get like a skill from it. I don't know.
Oh, this is actually
Reading the skill.
It's it ate my book.
So it is going to eat your book, and this is a big problem.
Stop it.
Is it getting bigger now that I ate the book?
This is a massive problem. Sorry, I'm working on something in the background here, because this has changed my plans. So this book does start to grow. It absolutely starts to grow, and in fact, it, instead of looking directly at you, it no longer is going to fight you. It's realized that it can eat its compatriots and grow even stronger. And so it actually turns down and, like a Mario villain, opens it like Yoshi or Kirby, right? Looks down and falls on the stack of voracious learners that built it up to get to you and ingest them all.
Oh shit!
It's gone super book.
Right?
Supernova.
And in this moment, despite the fact that you all have achieved finding the password book as a crew, there's a bigger problem. Because the library has had this blue hue of the void, right? It was created out of the void. And it starts to flash red. Havana appears in multiple places to both of your groups. This is a code red. This is a code red. SimCorp has been hacked. Team, it is your job to flush those hackers out. Remember, don't die. Your pain receptors have now been turned on, and Havana disappears. And there is a message bubble that does say, remember, if your grid manifestation TM is eaten, you will owe a SimCorp for the replacement.
Yay! Capitalism!
Yeah!
I don't see that as fair.
And the library around you disappears. Instead, you four are transported from this library, it resolves into a giant cavern with a section of it actually lit up with I know that Rev is probably familiar with this. I don't know how many of the rest of you are familiar with server racks.
Yes.
Okay, the big carts with lots of computer parts on them, cords
Yeah.
everywhere, right? You see them in lots of hacking movies, right? Or Mr. Robot, like the TV show, right? Like you see this a lot. There's a bunch of server racks in this room, and in it you see that what started as a voracious learner has quickly started consuming everything, and it is in fact working on a server rack at the moment. But it has grown from the what seems like seconds ago that you saw it. It no longer looks like a book with ichor dripping from its mouth, and instead it has grown reptilian legs out of the bottom of the book. The book actually sort of opens up its pages, and the cover of the book has become wings, and it is now what I'm going to call a book dragon. But is not really a dragon. That's just the fastest way to get you guys to what's in my brain right now. It is a large reptilian creature with big teeth and jaws, and book covers for wings, and you actually see its scales are different letter shapes.
Nice.
So it actually, the information it has ingested has become its own defense.
Oopsie, I may have done a thing.
And it is growing. What do you guys think needs to be done now? What's questions and approaches? What's going on?
I was actually going to suggest, could we take a quick 10-minute break?
This
possibly.
is a perfect moment to take a quick break, actually.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
You're good. We'll be right back, y'all.
Okay.
Welcome back to Roll for Respawn. We have our one-shot crew today. It's popping off. So we took our quick break, and now to reset the scene for all of you, you have learned about the virtual space that you are going to be working in for SimCorp. You took on a couple of small, simple tasks that maybe went a little south.
A little?
And then
Maybe?
you fed a book called The Guardian of the End to a creature that, eats knowledge and then becomes that knowledge. And now you have to face the Guardian of the End as it eats the servers to the library and becomes more powerful moment to moment. Actually, the SimCorp servers, not the library itself, because the library is part of SimCorp. And also, you did maybe just learn that if you die in here, you die in real life a little bit, which is terrifying. And also that you then owe the company money because the virtual avatars that you have are their property and you're apparently renting them.
I owe my
Yep.
soul to the company store.
Absolutely.
We
I was
love
thinking
the
of that.
company.
As you may have guessed, it's cyberpunk. Capitalism is a bad guy. Surprise.
No.
It doesn't seem quite fair that we both owe the money and die. It seems kind of
It's almost like a
conflated.
double death, but it's okay.
I have a question, Dungeon Master. Or Shoe Lord, whatever he classifies a Dungeon Master here.
I like Shoe Lord.
Okay, Shoe Lord. Oh, kind Lord of shoes. Are we all in the same? You said that this place, the library is transformed into a cave, basically, with red lights instead of the kind of ethereal blue, right?
Yes.
Are we all in the same area now, or are we still a good distance away?
I do believe the two people who are super close to the creature are in by the server racks. So we have Nola and
Hazel.
Thank you. I blanked for a hot second. Let me scroll back up to my notes where I have all the names written. Nola and Hazel are in the server Rex, whereas Ruben and Tito, I almost called you Chibi, where Tito is, are I would say actually across the cavern. And I'm also going to say there is a pool of water in the center of this cavern. That's not something I described earlier, but it is something that I'm adding now. Since we've not done anything, it doesn't really matter. When I described it, it's there now. There is a pond in the center of this cavern, and along the side of one is the server racks themselves. Sort of a horseshoe shape of rock around the pool.
It doesn't seem wise to put water next to all of your servers, but maybe I just don't know anything about engineering.
I think this could work for us, though.
It might.
You want to fry the servers? Wouldn't that damage the whole system? Wouldn't that?
Well, I mean,
Is water
we
bad
can
for electronics?
if we can get the ferocious learner to start on the server, which it looks like it already is, we can fry it from the inside out, right?
Looking down to the little creature in front of me. Make me angry.
I think I can use your help with that too.
Make me angry. Just make me angry.
I'll slap him.
You guys are too far away. I'm talking to the little tentacle creature in front of me. Little vodka.
I announced it before we started playing. I'm gonna roll for Dick Punch.
Oh.
Yes.
All right. Roll for Dick Punch.
Is this tentacle slap Dick Punch or just Dick Punch Dick Punch?
That's a 2.
Shouldn't I roll to defend myself?
Yeah, but I want the
You
skill.
roll a 1, Tony.
I have an XP point. I can make it work. I wanted
You
the
rolled
skill.
a 1.
Oh, you rolled a 1? Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
And you beat it with a 2. That's awesome.
This is weirder given the fact that you have suction cups, but go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna use my hand for this. It's punch.
Okay. So you know what? This feels honestly very Mario-esque. You just sort of jump into it. Right? We have. I'm not sure what you're. Okay. What are we doing here? What?
I'm gonna be honest. Ruben was not.
He said make me angry, so I punched him.
It does fit that you are like 2 to 3 feet tall. You'd be right at level.
Wow.
I'm gonna grab him by the tentacle. And I'm gonna start getting so angry, I'm going to drag him along, spinning him like a morning star.
Or like a flail.
Like a flail,
right.
thank you, sorry. As I'm using Angie boots to hit this beast with this squid child.
Okay, so wait. I love the build-up. How are you using boots to arm hurl this squid?
So I'm using it to propel me so I can get the momentum to actually hit him with him.
He's flying through the air.
Yes.
I think it's more he's using the angry parts of angry boots.
Yes. I'm using it to make myself basically a rocket to throw him at it. If it wants me to do separate rolls, we can.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, no. I like the rocket-propelled squid idea here. Let's go. I mean, you're throwing it at a dragon, but okay, yeah, let's go.
Dragon's mostly made out of paper. He's a
gonna be
slimy
so bad.
octopus.
Okay, absolutely. We're gonna roll this, and real quick, while this happens, we are going to bump over to our other pair because I feel like you guys are much closer. Whatever you do is probably gonna happen before. So,
I would also like to note that all of our pain receptors have been turned on.
Correct.
So whatever happens to Tito, he's feeling it.
oh yeah. Yep.
Total of 8.
Perfect. We'll get back to that. Keep that number in your head. I've got my number here, and I know who wins and who loses and what's going on there. Now, other friends, what are we thinking?
I have no idea. So I guess if we're gonna electrocute the dragon, let's do it.
Yeah. So, the dragon, the learner dragon now, is Phoebe. Can you stop, please? She keeps scraping her teeth on my feet. It's very distracting. I'm so
Cats,
sorry.
am I right?
Cats, dude, old lady cats. Come here. So it's already eating one of the server things, right?
Yes.
Okay, I want to try and use helping hands to. If I can accordion my hands, can I somehow sprout more hands to help me push the server into the pond?
Somebody told me we were doing body horror.
You can try to sprout more hands to push this thing. That's a 3d6 at the minimum.
That's fine. I got 2.
Okay. All right.
Oh. I'm not as happy with what it could have been. It's a 6 total.
Okay. I got a 12.
Oh! I don't work.
So this is rough. Because you get up close to this creature, and you can feel an aura around it as because it is not just right. Like this is its grid manifestation, TM. Right. This is not it as a whole. This is the it you can interact with, but you can feel the air around it and the sense of dread when you get there, and the problem is that you are full of vim and vigor as you get up to it, but this sense of dread sits in you, and it takes you back. It takes you back to a time and a place where you felt so small. And as you go to push, that this manifestation manipulation tactic that you've been doing relies on the fact that you wholeheartedly believe that you can do it. Mm-hmm. And that surface shatters. And you basically lean into, it's like trying to tip a cow over. If you grew up in rural anywhere, you know you're not tipping a cow, right? You're not just grabbing a cow, unless it's itty bitty, right? Like a full-size cow, you're not tipping a cow, right? And you sort of lean against it, and there's no budge, and there's no third arm. Okay. We're gonna go over
she's
to
gonna...
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Nola's gonna, since yelling has worked twice, sort of, she's gonna attempt to talk to the creature, and I guess a type of either animal handling or like knowing the language of apparition or whatever, one of those things, and try and convince it to stop.
So this is simple talking. This is we don't think about in D&D forms, right?
Right. But she's gonna.
You are both virtual manifestations. Everything is technically code. So we're not worried about languages here. What you're really doing is more of a convincing, right?
Right. So yeah, just gonna be like, hey, could you stop? Could you please don't do that. It's really bad for the server, and it's really bad for a lot of things, and probably bad for yourself too. I'm pretty sure that this is your home, and you're kind of eating your home, if that makes sense.
I love this idea. However, this is a big home run swing.
Yeah.
So it is going to be 3d6 against you.
Okay.
That
Guidance
doesn't mean it's unachievable. It just means it's damn hard. Okay. So,
yeah.
And you're using do anything, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure I know where the stakes are at here.
I have not acquired a single skill, so it's a 4.
Okay. You do not succeed.
I figured.
I got a 12. So, a little rough.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
as you sort of interface with this being, this creature, because really what you're trying to do is you're trying to communicate to this creature and actually change within this creature an aspect that is the core of its being, right? The core of its being is eat, consume, contain, right?
Right.
And so you are trying to say, don't eat, don't consume, don't contain. Instead, do this. And that's a really hard thing to change. But instead, you are able to gain some insight into this creature, actually. You actually are able to talk to it, but to do so, there's it's almost like an IP address would be, right? Like there is a code that relates to the center of this this creature, and you actually are able to read some of the text on this. And I'm going to spell it out for you if you're ready. It is ASTORAGEDEVICE.
Okay. Okay.
I went very fast with that, so I can redo it if anybody needs it, but
No, I got it.
cool. Oh. And yeah. So you do learn that bit of information about the creature. Now, back to our rocket. You got an 8. I rolled
Yes.
double 6s.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah.
well, well, dang it.
I rolled that. I was like, well, hell. Okay. All right. The dice have decided no. So here's the thing. You are angry, but you're also seeing stars because you've just been hit in the nuts. All right? So your aim is off. You guys are both going to crash into a server rack. It's not great. Doing more damage against the company, and you'll actually see a little total rack up on right, like because you're actually wearing VR headsets, so there is a small HUD overlay that you see. You'll actually see a title of what you owe to the company, and that number spikes as they recognize that you've just damaged the system you're trying to protect.
This seems to have been a little counterintuitive.
I'm going to kill you.
That's what I was told.
Amazing. Okay, so it's back open to a free for all. What thoughts do we have?
Nola is going to instinctually or just get down on the little ground and just start drawing with a finger or maybe an imaginary pen and start writing down what she saw and maybe have some kind of like put the name and then like access code request or something like that.
Okay.
Try to hack into it.
Okay, so you're trying to. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me get into that source.
Since it's not changing an intrinsic property, I think this is just a 2d6 against you.
Okay.
Let's go for it. Let's see what you got.
I have
Wish me
something else
luck,
afterwards,
guys.
just in case. Guidance.
You what?
I have something else after this, just in case.
I'm gonna spend my XP.
Okay, before you spend your
Just
XP,
making it automatically.
before
Yeah.
you spend your XP, let me tell you what you're up against.
Yeah.
This is something that I mentioned with Brett earlier, and I want to make sure that you guys are heads up. I have rolled a 6 in total, meaning you spend your XP, we only tie, and we go to a roll off.
Right.
So basically, that's just resetting and try again. Is that what
Yeah.
you like? Okay.
Sure. Let's
All
do
right,
it.
Let's do it again. All right, let's try.
Oh, God.
How'd you do?
5. What'd you get? 6?
5.
Fucking A.
We go
Okay,
again.
so
Rollies.
We go again.
one.
7.
So I get my XP back. No, I don't. I'm sure. I spent it, and we did rollies, so I'm sure it doesn't count.
As you write this out, you get clobbered, but something happens right before you get clobbered. By the way, you get 1 XP for failing that. So
Even the rolly part? Because we were just rolling on top of rolling for the same action.
yes, you get an XP for failing it, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say you basically it's just returned XP at that point.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'll take it.
So as you're writing this, you get clobbered by one of its ever-growingly gigantic paws. But right before you do, you have a revelation in that this key phrase you have is actually missing underscores.
Okay.
And the underscores come after the R and after the E.
Yeah,
Okay.
I figure.
Okay.
So knocked back. Yeah. Oh man, I'm out of ideas.
That's okay. Other players.
I have something
You have something.
potentially. Yes.
Okay.
If I may, we did say that if we grabbed something beforehand, we may be able to flash back to it.
I love
Is
where
that
you're at.
possible?
Yes.
I brought a USB drive.
Okay. Where'd you get this USB drive?
I picked it up from my desk on my way to the office in case I needed to save my passwords or anything, and I wanted to make sure that I had them securely.
So this is a real space thing that you're
That my
transferring
VR
into
self.
virtual.
Yes. If that, I'm not quite sure exactly how that works, but like,
Let's
Or
see
like
where
I
this
took
goes.
it from-
Let's see where this goes. I like this idea.
Okay.
What is on this flash drive?
it's
Done.
empty actually. She's had it before. Whenever she used it, it's kind of made things really weird and wonky. But she figures she'd give it one last shot. But it is potentially corrupted.
Okay.
You have a virus in a flash drive.
Possibly unknown. Still,
Also, you don't know what's up. Did you just find this flash drive in the street and was like, "I'm gonna
Probably.
use that."
All right.
shit.
This is wild. Love it. This is wild. Let's go ahead. I don't think this is helping hands.
I don't think so either.
I think this is a do anything, or do you have another skill? I don't remember.
I have communications, and I don't think that's applicable really either, unless I'm trying to communicate. Because like I have an idea of like what I want to do
Okay, what
with
do you want to do
this.
with it?
So I want to basically bluff my way into getting the dragon to come and take what's on this device. I have very important information that would make it give it more than what it has, something that these servers cannot provide.
Interesting. Okay. This is a big
Basically,
swing.
get it to eat it.
Yes.
This is a big swing. I love the idea. It's a big swing. It is 3d6 against you.
Okay. And then I use communications or no?
She is trying to BS a
I'm
monster.
kind of
but I
trying
think
to
it's-
talk my way into.
Yeah, I like it. Let's
it.
do it. Let's do the 2d6
Okay.
versus 3d6.
Oh, 9. Did you roll a 9 or a Oh!
Oh God.
I rolled a 6 and 2 1s.
Oh shit.
All right. How are you convincing this creature to go for this flash drive?
Okay, so I'm getting kind of in its line of sight, and I am holding this thing up. I am making it look as focus on this as possible, and I'm just kind of waving to it, and I'm like, I have this, and you don't, and I need you. If you want it, you're gonna have to come get it from me, and it's more than what everything else in this room is. And I'm gonna also run to the pond.
Okay. Interesting. All right. And it lets out a noise you haven't heard before, right? So it's been sort of I would say electronic in its noises, right? Like and it actually lets out this guttural sort of noise as it sort of catches this I think of it as a scent, but almost electronic scent that is put off by this, right? It's like blood in the water to sharks.
Yes.
And it hones in on this new device, and its hunger takes over, and it is going to chase after you.
Okay.
Okay.
I do want to reiterate, this is a technically empty USB drive.
Technically empty, very corrupted, very weird USB drive. Yes.
Yes.
This. Okay. So what are other people doing as this sort of thing starts to take off?
Stand up.
Roll
No,
for
double
standing
jump,
up.
catch up with it.
No, I'm just kidding with you.
I mean, should I roll for not vomiting?
Oh.
You just got Constitution thing.
Punched and then
I
collapsed.
got punched in the groin, and then I went headfirst into a server rack that I then toppled over.
Yes.
Should I roll for non-concussion?
No, you've had a second. I'm gonna say your virtual form didn't get a concussion. Mostly because it's more fun to have you doing things than sitting on the ground dazed.
Just a little.
So, you can do something if you have ideas here. Mal is currently, or Bright is currently interacting or doing something currently. Hazel has crazy energy, but we're going right. So
Yeah.
What other ideas do we got? What are we going with here?
Other than the servers, looking around in this cave, are there keyboards or anything like that? Anything that might be able to let us use actually the servers, try to input any code?
So the servers, many server racks actually will have like a computer or an input source there. And if you look at a couple of servers, you'll actually see a little drawer that you can pull out that has a little input.
Okay. I would like to go over and try to start putting in some commands to give us some items that might assist us in this.
Ooh, I like this. Okay. I think this is using what you've got in front of you. So I'm gonna say it's a 2d6, not a 3d6, because I like what you've used quite a bit. And I don't think this is too far off bounds of what we've done.
Not terrible. 4.
7.
I would have, if it was a skill, I would have, said I got a new skill. It's a 1d6.
I know. I keep hoping for you guys to get a 6 even when you're running against big odds, so that we have cool extra skills to use.
That would be great.
Would be great. Would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I'll look to the squid man. How are your eyes looking after? What are you doing? Do you want to give
I mean,
it a
those were
shot?
black to start with.
Yeah. Or am I seeing white spots in the black eyes?
You did do all of this. I will say, the squid did get flung in between two servers and have to compress themselves and come out the other side.
Gross.
Because that's how squid people are.
Oh, actually, yes. No, that inspires me.
Uh-oh. We're doomed.
Glad they've done it.
So,
while
as
this is
I'm-
going on, I'm gonna.
Good.
I was gonna say my character is gonna try and do what she envisioned, try and rewrite the name with the spaces where they belong.
Okay.
While that's going on.
See, and I had you do. It's still going to, I think, be a 3d6 roll, but
I'm sure.
I'm okay with you doing it again. Go ahead and make
Okay.
a roll for me.
Motherfucker. 5.
11.
Oh.
Okay.
This is very difficult.
Your facial expression gives me hope sometimes, and then you say it, and I'm like, oh, never mind.
Sorry. Not sorry, but sorry. Rev. Okay, what is your idea here?
So as I come, like, slinging through the servers, I'm gonna grab a pair of drives and just fling them from the servers at the thing.
Okay, cool. That. So this is as you're coming in from being rocket propelled, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna make that a little bit harder, but I like where it's headed. So I'm gonna roll 2d6. I don't know that this is the tentacle slap. I think this is just a 1d6.
I didn't
right?
get the skill for the tentacle
Oh, you're
slap
right.
anyway. Yeah.
So I think it's just a 1d6 versus 2d6.
Beat that.
Was it a 1?
You'll never know. Would you?
Actually, he needs to know.
I got a 1.
Well, I don't know how that's gonna resolve because I got a 10.
Oh, shit.
Well, it's kind of like a 1. It's got it in there. It's good.
You know what?
Does he try to swing him, but they go back around because he's got his tentacle? I'm just looking at his through the head.
No.
The quick releases fail. I just like dangle from them.
Here's what I will say is I think you accidentally yeet yourself. Because of your weird amorphous amoebus body, you put yourself a little bit too far in this server, and so when you throw the server, you go with it. You are, and of course, we're imagining these servers not tied down because any good IT professional's like, what the hell? Those are screwed into the racks. Not
Yeah.
for this. No, we're ignoring that because we can, and it's fun this way. For your good IT practices. Anyway.
Or
Well, to be fair, I was thinking of like the quick release drives.
To recap,
okay.
Yeah.
smaller.
To recap,
Yeah.
our good IT practices is keep your server room in a wet cave.
Right, and also
Yeah.
send 4 people that are now just into the system to finish and resolve these issues.
Yeah.
Completely unexperienced and do the most.
One of them who said, and I quote, "Is water bad for electronics?"
Yes.
Who said that?
That was me.
Oh.
As soon as he described the water, and you guys were like, "Oh no, that's all bad. It's gonna get." And I was like, "Is there a problem?"
Okay, so there is there's 2 things that happen here. So as you realize that you've yeeted yourself with this server or this quick release drive, more accurately, you realize, I'm about to slap against water, and that kind of hurts. So you actually suck yourself up into the drive for a hot second, right? There's enough space for you to squeeze your little like jelly body into this drive so that it hits the water. You do not get hurt. But in doing so, it takes you a little while to extricate yourself, and the drive sinks to the bottom of the lake.
Oh god.
What's interesting is the bottom of the lake is glowing. Now,
I don't like that.
back to Bright, I think.
Yeah.
So, are you just running into the lake?
Not yet.
Okay.
I don't want it to see the threat I'm about to pose,
Okay.
but I want So, like, my ultimate plan here is to coax it away from the servers enough that it's not getting any more energy, knowledge, things like that. I want to plug this into it and absorb it into the USB drive.
Oh, jeez.
You might need a keyboard for that.
Not necessarily. As long as it has a USB port, I can extract.
So here's the trick. It is formed from a book. It does not currently have a USB port.
I didn't think that far through.
That's okay.
If you jab it hard enough, you'll make a port.
That's true. That's true.
I don't like that sentence. In any other context, that'd be bad.
There are multiple ways to make this work. There's some.
There's a line in a Repo song.
There's a big swing of the dice. You know, stab and make it work type rev scenario. There's a multi-stage where you maybe find a way to create a port or feed it a port to then plug into. There's a couple of different ways, right? There's anything your imagination really comes up with that you can convince me is viable, honestly. So, do you need a minute to think on that? Or do you have an idea?
So, like, the two things that come to mind is Rev's option, which is just stab it with a USB drive.
Specifically stab it, but also try to change the nature of the being in such a way that stabbing becomes a USB port.
See, well, that's what I was thinking. Is like, does it have a tail?
Yes.
Could the tail potentially be manipulated into a cord? Like an adapter cord?
It was trying to eat the servers. How much did it actually get to down it before it transformed? Because it was already munching on them before Bright went yoo-hoo with the USB.
Big virus blowout over here.
That's assuming. I think that's assuming the servers change the core being of the creature versus just absorbing the knowledge that they contain.
Because if I was to put a book on my PC right now, it wouldn't necessarily be drawing it in, but because it has that ichor, it's been sliding into the everything else. So, like, either I could connect to it through the ichor, or it has adapted itself to, like, with the knowledge from the server from the ichor, that it has transformed into a more somewhat cervical mechanical being.
You should be careful with the word cervical in that way, but yes.
I mean, I feel like of the people in this group allowed to talk about it, they're on the list.
Look, I didn't say you couldn't talk about it. I said just be careful. I don't know that it means what you think it means in that scenario.
Are we gonna put like a blurb? Are we gonna bleep me out on that?
Restricting a woman's ability to speak about their body?
Or PC parts at this point?
It's more like cervical is one thing, but server is something completely made up.
I don't know, because my brain went into like servitor, and then it like servitor, like in the friggin' Warhammer 40k way, and then it went into cervical.
It's an egregore.
Yeah, exactly. It just retranslated into, you know.
You're good. I know what
you're gross. You're good.
I had to give you a little bit of help for that one because it was hilarious to me. Anyway.
Yeah.
It is going to be a theme for me. I can say that confidently now.
My character would like to actually go to a computer to actually do some of the typing thing now.
You want to shove Brett's character out of the way because he's already at a keyboard.
He would. He's getting frustrated, probably growing more steam, and step out of the way as you like, give me that, and just
smashing keypads.
Amazing.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So
Great.
I will ask you because it seems like Bright is still mulling over the options. Is that true? Or do you have a specific? Because what I can tell you, if you want to try and understand a little bit more about this creature, that's a roll.
Yeah.
And I can give you some more information based on what that roll results in. It could also end up in a skill as well.
Okay. Here's the other thing. Also, I just looked at my little inventory from the notes that I took. I have the Answering the Animals book.
Interesting.
Could I, like, skim through that to see if maybe I can understand like the language, like the body language sort of this creature, to see if I can maybe understand it a bit better, like answer the questions of the animal that I am looking at.
Yeah. I think you wouldn't have time to read it, but
Yeah, that's why I said skim.
We're also in the virtual world, and
Yeah.
we're dealing with things absorbing.
That's your book.
Pause.
So it is possible, I think, that you can use this book in a certain way, because it's a data pack, right? Like that's
Yeah.
what it sort of translates to. So I think that's something you could do. Okay. So in absorbing this information of what was the book title again, Rory?
Answering the animals.
Answering the animals. Perfect. In absorbing answering the animals, you actually recognize there's a subsection on weird cyber creatures, much like the voracious learners. And it is known that when they inhabit a creature and then eat electronics, they actually, the new being that is created is actually inside, and then as the cellular stuff, it actually goes inside, and then the outside layer is the older cells, right? So anything that would be eaten by the server is likely in the stomach, the throat, or maybe the mouth. So
Okay.
that would be the places where your USB would likely be able to be plugged in.
Okay.
Okay. Given
An
that
aliens kind of thing.
Yep.
a little bit, given that, I know Gears was trying to do
Yes.
some coding stuff. Think on what you want to do with that bit of information. Gears,
Yep.
what's going on?
So everything I've tried up to now is failed, kind of.
It's almost
Being
like it's
being responsible for the creation of this creature, definitely want to take initiative and try to fix the thing. Maybe try to find a way to immobilize it or contain it by basically putting it into a. Technically, it would be like putting it into a separate folder or putting it into a separate drive, downloading it somewhere where it can't touch anything from the computer access. But using the IP name that with the correct underscores to reroute it, basically.
Okay.
So that's what she's going to try and do, which I assume is going to be a roll.
Yep.
And I have no other skills, because that's...
Yep. I think this time it's only a 2d6 against you.
Okay.
But it is going to be your 1d6 do anything.
Man, I really need a...
You can do it.
Well, okay, that guy's gone. Very
That's not
achievable. Very achievable. What do you got?
Probably not. I got a
29.
2.
You got a
Unless
2?
you got a 2. Yeah.
I got a 3.
Yeah, fucking
Now,
A.
here's
Do you not
what I
have any
will tell you.
experience?
Exactly.
Do you not have
Oh,
any
yeah, I
experience?
do have an XP.
With
Yeah.
experience, you can bring a 6 to this party. Is that
Yeah,
something
let's
you
do
wanna
it. Let's make it a success.
Okay. So it turns out the IT team for SimCorp is very well paid. They're not here. It's vacation time for them, I guess. But they did set up some really cool stuff. So there actually is a folder called AirGap that actually transports things outside of the system. So you are able to find that folder. You still
Cool.
will need to get the creature to that folder. But
Okay.
you found it.
What does it look like and where does it manifest?
So You know what? For
Because she's
this,
at a computer.
yes, for this, I will say, as part of this, you can manifest this as a location within the cavern. And I'll
Okay.
let you kind of help me decide that. How do you think an air gap would sort of manifest itself within this cavern?
By the name, I'm not entirely sure, but I was imagining like a very large sigil circle space on the ground that would just light up.
Gotcha. So, to give you an idea, the idea of an air-gapped folder or computer. Folder is weird. It's not how that's used usually. I've taken some liberties with this. But the idea of an air-gapped computer is a computer that has never been connected to a network. Never the internet, never anything. It's not touched the outside world.
Okay.
And in security protocols, sometimes those computers are some of the most secure you can have because you only have what's right here, right? There's no outside programs that are sending information to and from, so it's much harder to spy on or to, like, if you got super confidential information, it's really hard to get to that. Probably not impossible. I'm not an expert in this, but you know, it's much harder to work with. So that's the idea, is basically building the air gap is a barrier between it and the outside world, is basically it and the network. So basically you'd be cutting it off, you'd be putting it in a Faraday cage, whatever you sort of think about. We could work with a sigil. So
It might be the opening or the entrance to that air gap.
yeah, I think so the way this would work is at the head of the horseshoe, there is an archway that opens up into a room that is etched, not just with one sigil, but is entirely etched in sigils. There is not a space of wall that is not currently sigiled.
Okay.
So you
Okay, so the archway opens up and now we have... Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right. She's gonna yell, "Go there! Go right there! Go right in there! Go there!"
Okay. What Brett and Rev, neither of you have had a moment to do anything shiny or fun in a little bit. So what do you guys got?
I have a book as well when discussing books.
Yeah.
Swindlers Without Courage is
Yep.
your book.
Now that I'm not seeing as many stars, I'm going to use the last bit of rage I have if possible. Actually, I'm just going to run over there and try to shove the book into this creature's gob.
Yeah. So what are you trying to do with
It might
that?
be more effective from the other end.
What are you trying to?
I'm trying to put this book into this creature's mouth without getting my hand chopped off.
Yes.
You're trying to make it more powerful?
What are you trying to accomplish with that?
So with this book, because it is, and for some reason I can't find the page, I have too many tabs open, gosh darn it. Swindlers Without Courage. Basically, if this book is talking about those that have lack courage, it might become more timid or fearful. So by eating this book, it will become in a weaker state, so that way she can do whatever she's trying to do with the flash drive, or just a way to weaken it in some way.
Okay, I like this thought. Okay, I just wasn't sure. I was like, yeah, you can feed it the book, but like, what is going on? So yeah, absolutely. I think this is a roll.
Yep.
Because really, like, you want to accomplish this without losing your hand, which of course you said. So this is a little bit more complicated. But I think it's your 1d6, I think, versus 2d6.
I rolled a 6.
Amazing.
I rolled a force feeding, I guess.
I haven't rolled yet.
Whatever you want to call it.
I haven't rolled yet, but I really hope it's low.
Oh, I don't like that.
What did you get? Oh shit!
So what? I just learned force feeding?
You don't have to have it be force feeding. You could.
No.
Since you are imbuing it with fear, it could be something related to that. You are
As frightened.
teaching it. It could be something to that.
It could be swift deposit or like deposit something, so that way I could learn how to drop things off. Or I don't know. I'm just
Swift deposit. It was a
it's very good when at the
I mean,
ATMs.
what?
What?
It was a
Called shot.
called shot. Could be interesting. Book deposit to go on that. So what speaks to you? What kind of idea do you like the best? Do you like swift deposit the best?
I just don't see how that's very useful.
I didn't see how any of the 3 books we've now used
Now-
were going to be useful when I picked them.
If I may, if you
Go for it,
do
Rev.
what I suggest and go from the other end, you could call it book suppository.
I'm gonna go ahead.
I
and
take it
say-
back. No, Rev, you're not allowed to talk anymore.
I love that, actually.
You love it because you're the one putting your hand. You're not the one giving a pill the size of
Okay. Okay. I have an idea. I have a pitch.
Okay.
Knowledge bomb.
Knowledge bomb? Sure.
You like that?
Sure, I'll go with knowledge bomb.
Okay. I figured that
That has
could
the
be
word
fun.
bomb in it.
And honestly, you guys need some help. So that sounds like that could be helpful here.
But yeah.
So yeah, cool. Rev, did you have an idea for something you wanted to do?
I don't have any books, but I've got a handful of hard drives.
Okay. You are at the bottom of the glowing lake inside a hard drive.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
No, in that case, I'm gonna pop out and just try and surface, get away from. Oh no, actually, what's this? That's pick one of the things I said. What's glowing? I'm gonna figure that out.
The bottom of the lake is glowing.
Yeah, what does that mean? Is it glowing rocks? Is it like a pool? What is this?
I am going to give me a roll to investigate here.
I refuse.
It's you're going to learn some things. What did you get?
I need new dice.
What'd you get?
I got a 1.
Oh no.
I don't know
Oh, you
shit.
got an XP.
Well, you got an XP.
You got an XP.
But okay. So that means you're gonna learn something, but it's not gonna go great for you. Cool.
Son of a bitch.
So, what you're learning is this. As you swim towards the bottom of the lake, the good thing is you're a squid person, so you can breathe under there. You get lower and lower, and the glow is absolutely wild. But in your HUD monitor, you see as you get closer to this like weird, it's like an energy source almost. It's sort of crackling and not solidly put.
Bless you.
You get a HUD warning that the radiation load is too high.
Oh, nice.
Okay, we're gonna go to other players.
Nice.
Okay, Mal? I think
What?
you were. What?
What happened
What
to the
happened-
monster after I shoved the book in its
Yeah, I
mouth?
was gonna say what happened to the monster after it just devoured the book.
True. Okay.
You don't get to know.
I
All right.
totally forgot because we got focused on skills. So 2 things happen. I think one, very straightforwardly, I do think you weaken its courage quite a bit. And 2, the aura of fear around it starts to dissipate. So you no longer have to deal with that as well.
I love that.
But its mind overall, I think, is weakened. So that's gonna make future checks easier. Okay. What do we got?
Okay.
Mal, I think it's up to you.
Yeah, so I have heard Nola telling, like, I saw the sigil opening up. I saw her say, go towards this thing. and I am going to take that as a sign to me, a communication to me. I'm going to start baiting it towards the sigil.
Okay. All right. I don't think that that's super difficult. So, let's go ahead. Are you using any specific skills? I don't.
I think because I have helping hands and communications, I am I can think of it as coaxing it along, which could be verbal or just physically, leading it to it. I don't know how my plan of absorbing it into my USB drive is going to go, so I'm kind of going with this one. Because the only thing I can think of is I put in a helping hand to plug it into its tongue in its mouth to try and absorb it that way.
It's a molar in the back. It's in the wisdom tooth.
It's
The
a decision
uvula.
point for you. What do we got? Do you like option A or option B?
I feel like option A is going to be a lot easier.
Could be. Option B does sound cooler.
I know. I kind of want to be cool.
Why not?
Right?
Okay.
I've tried. The dice won't let me.
I know. Well, because my plan is if I can absorb this thing into my USB drive, I'm yeeting it into the sigil. It's gonna happen either way. So, would this be
Go for it.
would I be able to use one of my skills on this?
I believe you would.
Okay,
You can do it, babe. Believe.
And
I got this.
here's what I'm going to say.
so
This
strong.
would have been a 2d6 roll.
Uh-huh.
But because of the book that Brett has used, it's just 1d6 against you.
Nice.
Thank you, my love.
So,
Okay. I am so smart. I am so high rolling. I rolled 11.
well, that's
Nice.
pretty close to my 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are able to go in.
Also, does that mean you got a 6?
I did get a 6. I got a 6 and a 5.
Nice. That does
Nice.
not mean you get a skill because both of them need to be 6s.
Yeah, both of them
But-
need to be 6s, but
That's still damn good.
dope.
So what happens is,
Awesome.
in your time, you've learned quite a bit about how to manifest things within this environment. You actually will manifest a giant tongue depressor, and reach in with helping hands to plug in. And as you plug it in, this
Plug it in, plug it in.
this USB has an interesting program on it that has been hidden from you. It's a program much like, you know the Ghostbusters vacuum things?
Yeah.
So from the inside, this creature starts to suction in. And much like one of those vaccine seal bags kind of goes, right?
Yeah.
Except that it pops inside out into the USB. And as the here's just what the hell? As the USB is sitting there, however, it, much like a Pokeball in Pokemon, is still writhing to get out. The USB is bumping around as the creature inside tries to escape. You're not
Yeah.
out of
I've
the
seen
woods
this happen.
Yet. Yep. And this is where the yeeting, the throwing of it into said sigil is happening.
Okay. Are you trying to yeet? Is somebody else yeeting? What's
You know
going
what?
on here?
How close is Ruben to me?
Pretty close. I mean, I was right next to you when
Yeah.
Ruben,
he
come
just
here.
put his hand in the same mouth that your hand was in. So
Cool. Come here.
What? What's
Quickly.
up?
Quickly. Come here.
Okay, following.
Oh, that summoned one of our dogs. And, I'll be like, Ruben, you are much stronger than me. I need you to get this in there, okay?
And Nola's still yelling at the archway. Throw it in there! Put it in there!
Come on.
I'm now just a living room earthquake. It's like goes back in high school. He's trying to angry himself up to use angry boots to fly over through it.
Here, I'm gonna put it in his hand and I'll be like, if you don't do this, then you're getting fired and you have to owe them so much money. Slap.
Love it. That'll be enough to hit up Angry Boots for me. All right.
10 total.
I don't think this is difficult. It's a 5 over here.
Woo!
So you see Angry Boots shoots through. I do think you deliver this into the sigil. The question becomes, are you taking yourself into the sigil or are you throwing it?
He's a throw it.
Okay.
I don't need to step into the Shadow Realm if it's all the same to you, sir.
He's gonna throw it in.
Shoe Lord, I don't want to go into the dark place if it's all the same.
But a couple of things happen really quickly. So as that flash drive is yeeted into the sigil, the red lighting around you all fades to blue for only a second before it transitions back to red. Because your squid friend finds out that there's a current on the bottom of this pool and is sucked into the reactor that powers the server system.
Oh dear.
Well, if he didn't glow before, he glows now.
Absolutely. And that is actually where we're going to end this portion. We are going to do a quick end recap because in the news the next day, thousands of SimCorp users lose the ability of their sim chips for an amount of time because a whole lot of servers go down.
We're good at what we do.
Right?
All right. This has been Roll for Shoes. Here on Roll for Recap. Perfect, right?
Yeah.
Respawn.
Roll for Respawn.
Recap
It's a
is our
different show.
show.
It's Roll for Recap.
Yes.
Wow.
We were filming that the other night.
Yeah.
I told them that I would make this mistake. I am Tony, your shoe lord, I think we decided.
Yes.
Lord of the Stinky Smelly Socks. And you can find me on
Search sneakers.
TikTok at Tony Will Edit. Bright, do you have any socials that you want to pitch?
Nope.
Bright, you can find them right here on Roll for Respawn.
Right here.
As you can, Gears, Brett, and Rev. Gears, where else can they find you?
At the moment, this is the best place to find me. If I do any more, I will keep everyone updated.
Awesome. So yeah, keep coming back to see Gears and Bright. Brett, what about you?
I have a Twitch account. It's named Just Brett with 3 T's.
Amazing.
And also potentially YouTube. If I continue posting on it, who knows? If I get the energy, who knows? But I'm about to pass out.
I see that. Don't worry, we'll get out of here quick. Rev,
It was a blast. Thank you, Tony.
no problem. Rev, where can they
I'm
find you?
Sanguine Rev, and you can find me in all the places you can find me. Use Google, it works.
Ooh, Google. We love that. Hey, this has been a sort of in-between episode of Roll for Shoes. I'm sure we'll be back as we are every week with something next week. Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 for our Pacific people. And of course, all the times in between for those in other time zones. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye!
Bye-bye.